Why, Ronaldo? Why would you do this to us? Oh, hey everyone, it's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. Just a little video really because it's just some breaking news all over the internet right now, which is that La Liga's Real Madrid have just confirmed that they have accepted an offer of somewhere in the region of £105 million for Cristiano Ronaldo to move to Juventus, of course the Serie A giants over in Italy. Holy shit balls, what a friggin' transfer this is. And a bit of a gutter, if I'm honest with you, as a United fan, because of course I sort of held out hope one day we just might have the best player who ever lived back at Manchester United just for a few years, you know, at the twilight of his career, which he is approaching now. I believe he's 33 years old. So, you know, how many years has he actually got left? Saying that, he is in unbelievable physical shape. Cristiano Ronaldo, you can't argue with his commitment, with his determination, his attitude in terms of giving it his 100% and his fitness and all that sort of thing. And that means that he can perhaps add a bit of longevity to his career. It's not out of this world to think that he could actually continue playing at the very highest level until he's, 38 years old? Whether or not he'll want to do that or not, I don't know. If I was Ronaldo, I would look at the next World Cup as potentially the time when I would retire, and you would retire an absolute legend as well. He could retire tomorrow and he's still, in my opinion, got the best stats, the best career history in terms of the clubs he's played at, achieving different things in different places, Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues with different clubs, Ballon d'Ors with different clubs, what he's done with the Portuguese national side, of course, winning the Euro Championship. So, you know, he is probably the best player who's ever lived. I mean, there's talk, you know, Pele, of course, back in the day, unbelievable. Maradona, Messi, go home Messi. It's all about Cristiano Ronaldo. So what an unbelievable signing this is from Juventus. Forget about the money. £105 million for a 33-year-old. Are you mad? But no, they're not mad. They'll get that back in no time at all, not only in performances out there on the pitch, because let's face it, he is absolutely class, and he is a match winner on his own, and over in Serie A, it just might not be quite as difficult for him to score those goals. I don't think it's as good a league as La Liga, or indeed the Premier League. Serie A is not quite what it used to be. You know, early 90s, it's probably the best league in the world, but it has declined somewhat over the years. Maybe that's another reason Ronaldo would like to go over there, because Juventus is still competing with the giants of Europe. And they're always going to be in the Champions League, and they do well in the Champions League because they have got an unbelievable squad. It's almost like Germany and Bayern Munich. You've still got, even though the league might not be quite as strong throughout, you've still got this one giant team or a couple of giant teams in there which can compete on an international stage. So Ronaldo will still be able to compete on an international stage in the Champions League and maybe potentially go on and win that for a different club in a different league. Who knows? But I don't think this is going to do his career any harm. He's won absolutely everything there is to win over in Spain for Real Madrid. Think about, what's that, 3 Champions Leagues in a row, is it? It's quite an unbelievable run that he's had, and it's no surprise because he is the best player in the world. Real Madrid have always been that team that are prepared to go out there and spend money to assemble the best team in the world. And he's won a lot of things over there, and he has been the best player in the world for 10 to 12 years. Definitely the best player in the world, in my opinion. But there you go. So Cristiano Ronaldo has, well, it looks like he is going to join Juventus. So there we have it. But anyway, everybody tuning in right now, I'm going to just see what you guys think about it. I'm sure some of you, if you're United fans like me, will be a little bit disappointed that maybe we couldn't have just gone in with a cheeky bid. But maybe he just doesn't want to go back and go to a club that he's previously played for. And maybe, you know, he just maybe slightly more superficial and would rather live in Italy than Manchester. I don't know. But either way, Ronaldo not looking likely that he's coming home. So that's a shame. But maybe he'll come and join us in a couple of years' time. But let's have a look at some of your guys' comments. Thank you so much to everybody who's joining us right now. If you're in here, do chuck a like on the video. Alex JG1124 comments and says, 33 years old, dodged a bullet, really. I mean, I don't think you can say that about Ronaldo. 33, like I say, he's such a physical specimen. He could easily keep that level of performance up for another 4 years. It wouldn't surprise me, maybe not. Players do deteriorate around that time. He's coming to the end of his career, absolutely. But he's such a tank. I just got a feeling that he could still do it. If not to the level that we've seen even this year, which is unbelievable, but to the level of still one of the best players in the world. Even like a 90% Ronaldo or an 80% Ronaldo, still better than the average mug, aren't they? Let's be honest now. So I think even though I know what you're saying, it's a lot of money for a 33-year-old, think about how much money they will generate the club as well. It's like a brand thing. You've just signed a massive brand here for not a lot of money, really. It's going to get a lot of eyes on Juventus globally, no doubt about it. Ronaldo is one of the biggest stars in the world, not only in sport, but generally in the world. He can bring a lot to whatever club he's at in terms of marketing and that sort of thing. They will make shitloads of money out of this. Don't you worry about that. They're going to spend a little bit here. They'll recoup a lot in shirt sales. How many Ronaldo 7 Juventus shirts are they going to sell if they sign Ronaldo? Shitloads. So they won't worry about the money here. Not only that, like I say, it's not like you're just signing him for his name. And he's 33, but he's still going to continue to score loads of goals. He's adapted his game later in his career. He's more of that sort of number 9, if you like, now. Even though he's obviously number 7, but more of a striker. At least that's how Zidane was using him at Real Madrid this last season. So he'll get a lot of freedom at Juventus, though, I'm sure. But Serie A's not quite to the level it used to. And I just think he will tear it up over there. He'll score shitloads of goals. He cares about records. He cares about legend and history. I'm pretty sure about it. I can see that by the passion when he was crying and stuff, accepting his Ballon d'Or. He cares about these things. He wants to go down as the greatest player in the world. He believes that he is. I believe that he is as well. And he should do that. And this is another opportunity to just move on, but still continue to progress and build that legacy, which at the moment is still absolutely insane. Oh, Ry Cohen comments, what a crazy transfer. I know it's it's been talked about for a while now, and I did think maybe there was a bit of truth behind it, more so than some of the other times when it's been talked about that Ronaldo would be leaving, maybe coming to United or going elsewhere, Paris Saint-Germain. All these clubs and all these stories have been talked about previously in the past, and I really just took them with a pinch of salt. But this one, it did seem to have a little bit more steam behind it. And of course, from what's being reported anyway, Real Madrid have actually announced that they've accepted an offer from Juventus. So it's looking likely that it will happen. And they'll probably have to make Ronaldo the highest paid player in the world to play for Juventus. So it's a huge investment for them. I could be wrong there, but it's going to be a huge contract. So, but like I say, they'll get a lot back from the Ronaldo deal. Alex Rincon with a $20 super chat. You nutter, pal. Thank you so much for doing that, mate. Really appreciate that. He's got a comment that goes along with it. Seriously, Alex, that's huge. Crazy. We didn't try to sign him, right? Juventus are going to have to sell 3 to 4 players to meet financial fair play. Also, United need a left back, another CM, a world-class centre back, and a winger. We're better off without him ultimately. I mean, you might be right because he is aging, and if we can spend that sort of money on 3 or 4 players, but are those 3 or 4 players for that money these days actually going to be anywhere near that? I mean, like I say, he is a match winner on his own, but yeah, it just wasn't to be. I don't think maybe Jose was that keen on bringing him to the club at this moment in time. If he was, I'm sure he would have tried to go and hijack the deal or, sign him previously, but he just hasn't even thought about it. So, yeah, like you say, we need a left back, CM, world-class centre back, 100%. I think we should bloody get Maguire, to be honest, because he is like the English Maldini. Ali Riaz comments, thank you so much for your comment there, Alex, and the Super Chat legend. Ali Riaz comments, we've already got 4 strikers, Lukaku, Alexis, Rashford and Marshall. Why do we need another one? Ronaldo's basically like such a versatile player, though, isn't he? I mean, okay, he's come into that role later in his career, but you can play him basically anywhere across the front line. But I hear what you're saying there, man. I do. We've got too many players in those positions as it is. Unfortunately, I believe that we're going to get rid of Juan Mata this transfer window because we've already got a lot of competition in there. I think Lingard's proved this last season for United and, of course, what he's doing over in Russia in the World Cup, that he is capable of doing it on a consistent basis to a very high level. So he's pretty much one of the first names on the team sheet right now. And then you do have Alexis Sanchez, and then you do have Anthony Martial, and then Marcus Rashford. It is quite crowded around there for Manchester United. So I think Juan Mata's going to lead, because I think Jose got rid of him once before. I know he has given him opportunities and he's done well for him, and maybe I could be wrong, but I've just got a feeling he's going to have to make room. But yeah, I mean, it's not like we absolutely need Ronaldo right now. It would be a dream come true to get him back to the club, but there's bigger issues at hand in terms of, like you say, and like Alex said, getting the players in throughout the team, a centre-back, a world-class centre-back, somebody to partner Bailey, or, just somebody class who can come in there and is a ready-made product. I mean, just throwing off the top of my head here, like Diego Godin, who played for Uruguay, of course. He plays over in Atletico to a very, very high standard. He's 32 years old, but he's shown at the World Cup what a great commanding defender he is. Maybe he could come and do a real good job for Jose for a couple of years. But who knows? It's the Premier League. It's a gamble, isn't it? You never know if he's gonna take to it right away. It's still a bit of a gamble, but I think we've got some signings to make this summer left. 100%, 100%. Heiko Firestorm Tiger says, by the way, has our dear pig lost a bit of weight? No, I haven't, mate. Thank you very much for the compliment, but no, maybe the haircut makes me look slightly freaking obtuse. That's not the word I mean, obese. Oh, that's not very nice, is it? But I did it to myself. Ry Cohen comments, do you think he will go to the MLS? Are you talking about Ronaldo? If you are Ronaldo, then maybe one day, maybe he could just go over there and play a season after he's seen out this new supposed contract at Juventus. Red Devils fan comments and says, I think he will play until 40. Yeah, I mean, Ryan Giggs did it. So Stanley Matthews back in the day played until he was like 52 or something. Do you know what I mean? So players can do that. We've seen that. Teddy Sheringham, I think, is another one, played until he was about 40. So players can do that to a high level, but it's not very common, although I think with sports science and everything that's at these clubs these days, these athletes there's so much technology involved and everything, diet, much more is known about diet and all that sort of thing. I think they can increase the time of their careers. So I think you could be right. I think he's good enough to, even if he declines over the last few years of that time span, I think he's good enough to still play at a very, very high level for anybody pretty much. Certainly something like going over to play for LA Galaxy or something, even though I don't know if he'd really be interested in that. It's a joke league. Sorry if there's any Americans watching right now. 1992, Caleb W. Comments says, I don't think this will be his last club before he retires. My prediction is he'll retire in the MLS. Another lad there thinking that maybe he will go to the MLS. Maybe he will. I mean, the MLS has come on quite considerably over the last sort of decade or so. Of course, Beckham brought a few more eyes to it. They used to have this thing called a North American Soccer League, which sort of got dissolved. And then, you know, they've had a torrid time, Americans. They're not too keen on taking to soccer, as they call it over there, but I think it has come on quite a lot in the last however long. So I think, yeah, maybe he could go to MLS one day, but personally, I think he would be looking at maybe more European honours if he could always stay at Juventus for a couple of years and then just get another absolute mega money move to somewhere like PSG or something. You would want him, wouldn't you? Or maybe he would come back to Manchester United for a couple of years. I don't really know, but yeah, Oliver comments, like the haircut, pig. Thank you very much, mate. It's not looking too good at the moment because it's so hot outside and I'm just sweating and it's got like this weird sort of frizzy fro thing going on there. It's not looking too good, but yeah, better than it was anyway. Red Devils fan, I think Ronaldo turned us down. There is no way we didn't try sign him. We would make the money back in 6 months. Totally agree. It's not really a financial risk signing a whole brand like Cristiano Ronaldo, who will bring so much money to the clubs and the eyes on the club and benefit you on the field as well. So, yeah, I mean, you might be right, but why? I mean, surely there'd have been a bit more announced about it. But then again, he is always constantly being linked with Manchester United. So you might be right. Maybe at some point there was a conversation and it just met a brick wall. Liam Martin comments, hey, Pig, can you do a live reaction to the England versus Croatia game? 100% Liam, I definitely will be, mate. I'll be doing a live stream for the games, for the game tomorrow. Of course, England versus Croatia, the World Cup semi-final. I can't freaking believe it! Oh, just it fills me with absolute excitement, just the thought of it. We've got to beat them and we've got to get to the final. If we just get to the final, I'll be happy. I don't care what happens after that, to be honest. It's just a bonus and actually even getting to the semi-final. But we can beat Croatia. I know they've got a great 11. They've got some great players in there. But come on, we're fucking England. We can beat them. I hope so. Anyway, Alex Rudd in the house. How's it going, Alex? He says, you guys have a good team. Just need to play to potential. Absolutely, yeah. If you're talking about England there, I think we've got a good team. Gareth Southgate has shown, you know, this new style and new approach, bringing in players, you know, letting Rooney go, retire and all that sort of stuff, and taking Rooney out the side. You know, these are big decisions that maybe other managers wouldn't have made, and he has changed the way that England play. He's changed the players, a lot of the players coming there. Look at Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford, like, okay, I know we had a good season last season, but it's like, what we doing? Are we going to take Joe Hart? Is he our number one? No, he's just gone with Pickford, young lad there, and he looks solid as a rock. Doesn't really look like making an error. And, you know, and even if he does, he's got the sort of temperament, I think, that will just put himself together immediately and play an absolute blinder. But he hasn't had to do that yet. He's just been solid. He's made some unbelievable world-class saves. Maguire, like I mentioned earlier on in the video, just what a defender. Stones, I mean, he's got a few goals at this World Cup already, but defensively, good on the ball. I think the back line just complements each other really, really well, and I think we do have an actual chance. Croatia, they've got Rakitic, Modric, Mandzukic, loads of itches, and they're very, very good. And we'll have to be on our absolute best to beat them, but we certainly can beat them. It's not like they're unbeatable. I'd much rather play Croatia at any point in time than, play Brazil or something, even though maybe this Brazilian side are not that great, but I just think psychologically, England versus Brazil, it's not very good for us. Whereas Croatia, didn't we batter them 5-1 last time we played them? A couple of years ago in World Cup qualifying, didn't we batter them 5-1? I think also previously they knocked us out of getting to the Euros, or was it one World Cup or something, when Steve McLaren was in charge. Absolute Wally with a brolly, that bloke. But anyway, don't know what I was talking about there. Thanks so much for the question, though. To Bobby G, hey pig, looking sexy. Thank you very much, pal. Or lady, you could be. Gamer, Lee Grant will get Ballon d'Or. Calm down, lad. Calm down. Ahmed Zidane comments and says, our signings won't close the gap on City. Well, I mean, I think it's a very big gap to close, but we certainly can close it. Maybe we won't close it entirely, but we can close it by signing a couple of really good quality players. Maybe the signings you're on about that we sign right now, it's not enough. We need more. We 100% do need more signings. We got a little cheeky super chat from Alex Rudd here. Thank you very much, Alex. All the Alexes showing me some love on the channel today. Thank you, pal. He says, MLS will grow. It's a young league. So true. And they have actually, I think, improved the standard in the MLS significantly over the last decade. And like I say, they attract a lot of really top players. They might be top players who are at the end of their game or the end of their career or close to the end of their career, but they're still top players. Lampard's a top player, Gerrard's a top player, Beckham's a top player, Rooney's a top player. Who else was there? Pirlo's a top player. Thierry Henry was playing over in the MLS. So they've attracted a lot of good players. It's just about bringing their own real good players through, improving the standard of the league, getting the public on side over there in America, because I know they can be a stubborn one, but I think it's improved in terms of popularity as a spectator sport out there. So, yeah, I think the MLS will grow, and one day, who knows, maybe it will even be considered an actual league. Just kidding around, man. But no, you know what I mean. Maybe it will be right up there. It's like, you've got the Champions League, you've got the Premier League, La Liga, and the fucking MLS. That's the North American shit right there. Carl Jan comments, Rashford over Sterling tomorrow. This was actually a video about Cristiano Ronaldo joining Juventus, but we've just gone off on this massive tangent here. I'll roll with it. Carl Jan comments, Rashford over Sterling tomorrow, every day of the week for me. Sterling gives you a lot. He makes some incredible runs. He runs at defenders. He ties them in knots. He's very, very dangerous. He looks very dangerous, but his final product, his final ball, his last touch is not up to the standard. Doesn't mean he's not going to score goals. Doesn't mean he's not going to set his teammates up, but I don't think he's going to do it as much as Marcus Rashford would in those positions and those chances, because I think Rashford just got a better football IQ, got a bit better vision, bit better technique, and is just a better player. So I personally would do that, but I know Gareth Southgate obviously really rates Sterling, and a lot of people do. I mean, he's very effective, you have to say. If he rounds the keeper and sticks that in the back of the net, we're all praising Sterling right now. And I think he has actually done some really good things for England. Maybe in the last game, his final touches and his final opportunities, his decision-making was absolutely terrible. But the lead up until that was actually really, really good. And he got one-on-one with the keeper numerous times. It was very, very dangerous down the flank. So, I trust in Gareth. I trust in the players out there. Anything now, as I say, is a bonus. I would go for Rashford because I just think he's better. But maybe I've got rose-tinted glasses on because I am a United fan, of course. Alex Rudd comments and says, I was talking about Man U, actually. Oh, shit. Just talked for about 3 minutes about England in response to your question there. And you actually talk about Man United. Well, there you go. I gave you a little bonus one about England. But yeah, United have got a good squad. It's not quite as good as Manchester City's, is it? But it is a very good squad, and it should be, because we spent a lot of money over the years to assemble it. And it's still probably not to where it should be. We need to bring in a couple of top quality players. 100%. I do think we need another top quality centre mid. I do think we need another top winger. And I do think we need to maybe move a couple of players on, and a centre back, of course, is what we need as well. We need a real top quality centre back because we haven't had an unbelievably top quality centre back parent since Ferdinand and Vidic, have we? And we need to address that. We've needed to address that for years. We haven't done. You know, I think we should be seeing a top quality centre back come in this transfer window anyway. Al's Jer comments, goodbye CR7 legend. Yeah, he must be. Are you a Real Madrid fan over there, pal? Or are you just saying goodbye at the chance of him joining Manchester United? It is pretty sad that maybe we just won't see that, but who knows? Either way, he's a legend at Manchester United for good reason. He's gone on to be, and while he was at United, turned into the best player pretty much ever. Liam comments, Pig, what time will you be live streaming the game, mate? Probably just a few minutes before kickoff. So just before 7 p.m. tomorrow, UK time. Alex Roy comments, 2008, Croatia beat England. Yeah, that I'm guessing that's it when Steve McLaren was in charge there. Absolutely gash-tastic. We were awful. I think we were a couple of goals down really early on just from like shitty errors, and then we're chasing the game. Anyway, maybe I'm getting the game wrong there, but I seem to remember it was an absolute calamity. And then we did actually avenge that, though, a couple of years later and battered them 5-1. We can definitely beat Croatia. Maybe they should. Maybe they're slight favourites. I don't actually know who's favourites for this game right now. If anybody knows, if they can let me know. But I'm sure it's pretty close. Because, as I say, Croatia have got some great players in there. They've got a great 11, really. But I actually think our 11's better. Maybe in terms of the amount of truly world-class players. They've got more. I think you can argue that Rakitic is. I think you can argue that Modric definitely is. Mandzukic, for that type of forward, is. So they've got some great players, no doubt about. Defensively, very good as well. England don't quite have the names. We don't necessarily have the names. Harry Kane, he's really the only one, in my opinion. But then we've got players that have grown into this tournament, grown into themselves, shown so much character and skill and passion during this World Cup, like Maguire, like Pickford in between the sticks. So, you know, it's a wild card game, in my opinion. It could go either way. I just hope that England put on a really good show. We go for it. We try and beat Croatia. And we make it very difficult for them. And I'm sure they'll try and do exactly the same thing. And then the best team will win, won't they? Alex Rudd, Super Chat. Thank you, Alex. Croatia beat England in 2008 in the playoffs for Euros. Yeah, I know, absolutely gashtastic. Didn't you just say that a moment ago? I think I'm a little bit behind on the chats here. Krusty Bacon with a Super Chat. I don't know if I've ever seen your name before around here, but thank you very much, Krusty Bacon. I love consuming you. He says, it's coming home, lads. Oh, I just think it might actually be coming home. And even if it's not coming home, in my opinion, it's already came home. It's like you see all these people making comments about English fans and they're saying, oh, I can't wait until they lose. And they think they've actually done something with this World Cup, even though they've basically played nobody. Rubbish, you know, okay, you know, Panama and Tunisia, they're easy games, right? But you've seen other teams go out of this World Cup against teams that they should be actually beating and are not good teams. And everybody in the World Cup finals is bang up for it. They're playing with pure passion, pure heart, determination. Of course they are, because they're representing the country at literally football's biggest stage. So everybody's trying their absolute guts out. So I don't think necessarily you can really say that these are shock results of the World Cups and things like that. And I think just for England to negotiate through the group stage, yes, we lost to Belgium against their B team and we put our B team out. Doesn't really mean much, does it? I don't think so. But other than that, we've negotiated this World Cup really, really well. Colombia, they're a decent team. Do you know what I mean? In qualifying in South America, I think they did really well. So I think we've done ever so well just to get to where we are. Anything now is a bonus. I don't care what happens now. Of course, I want England to win. And I hope it's coming home, mate. I really, really do. But, you know, even if it doesn't, it's still been an incredible campaign for us. We're still in the World Cup pretty much right until the end. And if we can get through to the final, it'll be one of the best days of my life, I think, just to watch England in a final against either France or Belgium, one of our near neighbours. And it will just be such a monumentous occasion. So I really hope we can get there. And hopefully it is indeed coming home. Carl Jan comments, even with Ronaldo, no one is watching Serie A, shite league. Well, harsh words there, Carl. But I'm going to sort of be honest with you and say that I agree to a certain extent. I mean, it's not like it used to be. I remember coming home from football training on Saturday morning when I was a young lad. And there was, what was it? The Italia freaking football show. What's it called, man? It's gone out of my head. You know, the Golazzo! That thing. Maybe it was just called Golazzo, actually. Yeah, I think so. But anyway, I used to watch that all the time, and that was when they had unbelievable talent throughout all their squads. I mean, it was just depth, pure depth. Defensively, they were the best in the world. They had unbelievable players in their league. Players like, Ronaldo, the old Ronaldo, and players like Gabriele Batistuta, who to this day is one of the best finishers I've ever seen. And they just had, and not only that, players like Maldini and freaking Totti and all those guys. He's been around for absolute donkey's years, to be fair to him. But yeah, I mean, it used to be a great league. It's not so much anymore. Maybe it has stagnated over the years and declined. And like you say, nobody's really watching it compared to when they used to. It's more about the other leagues and competitions. But they still can produce great teams. We've seen that with Juventus over the past few years. They've been consistently competing in the Champions League, really, really good. And I think this is why maybe Juventus have done that. Like you say, nobody's watching it. Well, if Ronaldo's playing for them, wearing that black and white striped kit, and he's going out there and he's performing like Cristiano Ronaldo does, setting the world alight and scoring unbelievable goals, then more people will tune in. That's just how it works. 100%. He's got fans. They'll want to see what's going on there. It will improve the viewership of Serie A, no doubt about it. I don't know by how much, but it definitely will. It's like when Bex goes over and plays in the MLS. I didn't really watch the MLS before that. I tuned in a couple of times just to see David Beckham play, see how he's getting on, and go and watch some of his highlights from unbelievable goals that he scored over there and stuff. That's what people do. So I think it will actually benefit Serie A quite considerably that Ronaldo has chosen to play there. It is sort of a shame that he's going to sort of relinquish his role in obtaining all of these unbelievable statistics and records over in La Liga, because obviously Messi's still over there. Messi's a bit younger. He'll go on. Maybe he'll take on some of these La Liga records that Ronaldo has. And that's sort of a shame. But in terms of actually doing it at different clubs, I value that maybe more. It's great that a player's loyal to one club and stays there. Giggsy's the epitome of legend to me. Personal life aside, but it's like Messi has got the opportunity now to persevere and actually get those records. Ronaldo's done it at different clubs, and that to me is better. If you can win the Champions League at a couple of different clubs, win Ballon d'Ors at different clubs, get the record in that league, get the record in that team, get all the records and play in different leagues, surely you go down as maybe a more accomplished player. Somebody who can do it in different scenarios, different setups, different teams, and still to a very high level. Maybe not. Maybe it's just complete bollocks, but there you go. Right, I think I'm going to leave it here now because I have been rambling on quite a lot and I am sweating a considerable amount. Somebody's just commented and says, "You're dribbling, mate." I don't know if I'm dribbling from the mouth. Hopefully not. I haven't just been zoning out here, just dribbling away, have I? Hopefully not. But if you're talking about my forehead, definitely a bit shiny there, isn't it? Definitely need to go and just cool myself off. But yeah, that's got me pretty wound up, actually, this news about Ronaldo signing, or potentially signing for Juventus, and the fees been agreed, 105 million. It's cheap, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about it. To everybody who's tuned in right now, let me just go down the list here and read a couple of you guys' names who maybe haven't got time to read your comments here. But Vinny Rowley comments, thank you so much, mate. Shout out to you. PJ7 highlights. Alex Rudd, of course, again, absolute legend. Thank you so much, mate, for your contributions to this channel, as always. Everybody who's tuning in, thank you so much for getting involved, interacting with me today about this news. Do us a favor, chuck a like on this video. If you happen to be new around here, you can hit that subscribe button and you can click the bell end button to be notified when I post a video also, if you're that way inclined. Anyway, I'll catch you very soon. Come back in a few minutes' time. If I didn't get a chance to respond to anything that you asked me, ask it again in the comment section. I'll try and get back to it as soon as possible. And just stay classy. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is The Pig on Flying Pig United. Have yourself a freaking good one. Ronaldo to Juventus, eh? It's crazy.